Okay, are we ready to rock? All right, good evening, everyone. I will now call to order the THPRD Board of Directors meeting for November 13th, 2024. Jessica, will you please call roll?
Here.
Anthony here. Pardon
Here.
Alfredo Moreno.
Here.
Please monthly here.
Amazing. I think first up on the docket is if we have any action coming out of executive session. I would entertain motions.
Yes, we do. I would like to move that the Board of Directors authorize the sale of land in the southeast quadrant of the district for the price discussed in executive session, subject to the standard due diligence, review, and approval by the general manager or designee.
I will second that motion.
Jessica, can you take a vote?
Tia Ping,
Yes.
Felista Monteblanco,
Yes.
Miles Palacios,
Yes.
Alfredo Moreno,
Yes.
Barbie Minor.
Yes. Do we have an, yeah, we have another motion?
Yes, I also move that the Board of Directors authorize the acquisition of land in the northwest quadrant of the district for the price discussed in executive session, subject to the standard due diligence review and approval by the general manager or designee.
I will second that. Go ahead.
Miles Palacios,
Yes.
Felista Monteblanco,
Yes.
Tia Ping,
Yes.
Alfredo Moreno,
Yes.
Barbie Minor.
Yes. Okay, with that, I would like to set the stage. We've got a special proclamation to do this night for National Native American Heritage Month. I just wanted to remind folks and kind of set the table. I think we got to experience a new way of doing our proclamations back in September, and we had some community members join for Hispanic Heritage Month. And something that I think aligns very much with our district values of creating space and making opportunities to pass the mic, as they say, and ensure that we're staying true to those values and trying to push beyond performance and ensure that we are showing up authentically, that we are creating relationships and really fostering that environment of community. And so with that, I am very, very pleased. We've got two guests and community members tonight who have joined us and collaborated with us on this month's proclamation. And so if Brandon and Tana, if you would both like to come up to our table over here, I'm just going to read a few words of introduction and then afford an opportunity for them to speak as well. So we are welcoming this evening Tana and Brandon Culbertson. Brandon is a lifelong community member and a dedicated advocate for local parks and educational programs. Growing up, he explored Burntwood West, both before and after its development, cultivating a deep appreciation for THPRD parks through hands-on interactions with plants and wildlife. He is an associate member of the Northern Arapaho tribe and of the Assiniboine and Sioux tribes of the Fort Peck Reservation in Montana, as well as, welcome, good evening. And Tana Ashley Culbertson is a proud member of the Klamath tribes and has called the Portland metro area her home since 2005. Tana and her family find joy in exploring the outdoors and treasuring THPRD's abundant parks and natural areas. With that, I'd welcome you to both provide your own introduction, and then we'll be happy to collaborate and read the proclamation together. Thank you both for being here this evening.
I don't know, you say a little bit about, just introduce yourself.
Okay. All right. Hello, my name is Brandon Culbertson. I come from the Northern Arapaho and Assiniboine Sioux Fort Peck tribes. I'm a longtime resident of Washington County. And I remember when Beaverton was 10,000 and running through a lot of the underdeveloped, or well, not underdeveloped, but yet to be developed lands out here, and just having the opportunity to see all of the local flora and fauna, some of which are pretty hard to come by now. But throughout my life, THRPD has played an integral role through my development, through friendships, through connections, through relationships, on to proposing to my wife under the cherry tree at Jenkins Estate, and our children's, we have a 4- and a 6-year-old, each of their first birthdays. So the park spaces have truly been a pillar in bringing our family together, and just a great asset. And so I want to thank you all for the work that you do, and you all on the board for the advocacy and work that you do. And I didn't mean to be long-winded, but did you want to introduce yourself quick?
Waklitan, Gawasasas, Tana Ashley Culbertson, Niyamorakni Choi Karuk Choi Numo. Hello, everybody. My name is Tana Ashley Culbertson. I'm a citizen of the Klamath tribes, not Klamath. I'm Modoc, Paiute, and Crook. So I was born and raised in Southern Oregon on the former Klamath Indian Reservation and have spent now more than half of my life in the Willamette Valley and was primarily based in Portland until I met this guy and he brought me out west. And so, so for the last nearly about a decade now, he's been showing me all of the little special gems that he grew up exploring as a kid. And we've been taking our kiddos to all of those places and just watching different parks and areas change and grow. So it's been a lot of fun. And our kids are now like identifying traditional plants and medicines that they can find on trails and sampling things when they see little snacks that they can find on the trails and everything. So it's a pleasure to experience that as somebody who didn't grow up in an urban area. I grew up in a very rural space and was really hesitant to get outdoors in the city. And it's just a blessing to know that these spaces exist and to be able to have such easy access to them.
Shall we begin?
Can you hear us? I don't know if I'm pushing that right.
It picks up everything.
Okay.
They're very sensitive.
We'll go ahead and start with the Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation District proclamation by the Board of Directors. Whereas National Native American Heritage Month honors the resilience, culture, and enduring and continued contributions of Native American peoples as the first peoples of the United States, while recognizing the ongoing challenges and barriers faced by Native communities today. And
whereas THPRD values the unique contributions of all community members and strives to create a welcoming and inclusive park and recreation system that serves everyone. And
whereas the THPRD community is strengthened by the lasting contributions of the 9 federally recognized tribes of Oregon, along with Native American, Alaskan Native, Native Hawaiian, and Indigenous residents who presently call this land home, as well as those from global tribes and Indigenous lands who have recently settled here. And
Whereas Indigenous peoples have shared oral histories, traditional ecological knowledge, governance systems, and a deep relationship with nature that enriches culture, educational, and spiritual fabric of our community. And
whereas THPRD acknowledges that its district resides on the ancestral lands of the Tualatin Kalapuya people, original stewards of this land, who are primarily affiliated with the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde, and commits to meaningful engagement with tribal governments and communities who have historical and ongoing connections to these lands. And
whereas THRPD is committed to deepening partnerships with the Native American community, culturally relevant and specific programming, integrating Native-led traditional ecological knowledge, and supporting Indigenous placemaking, community-specific gathering gardens, Native flora and fauna restoration, and inclusive habitat stewardship.
And whereas THRPD seeks to promote tribal and Indigenous community engagement, Native plant education, and place-based environmental restoration, fostering opportunities for Native gathering, relationship building, stewardship, leadership, and intergenerational learning that benefit both tribal communities and the general public. And
whereas THPRD is committed to increasing the visibility of Native and Indigenous histories, contributions, and cultural practices across the district, creating spaces, programs, and staff roles that honor the legacy and knowledge of these communities. And
whereas THPRD supports culturally specific and cross-cultural learning opportunities for youth and adults, promoting relationship building, increased community connection, inclusive stewardship, and lifelong learning for all. Now, therefore, the Board of Directors of the Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation District does hereby declare the month of November 2024 as National Native American Heritage Month and
Encourages all Tualatin Hills Park and Recreational District support, and Recreational District to support, promote, and actively participate in this observance, fostering culturally specific programs, inclusive stewardship, and community engagement to strengthen our shared commitment to belonging and learning.
appreciate you all taking the time to join us this evening. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, I think with that, we will move on to agenda item number 6. I will now call the public hearing for consideration of amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. Official. And I think with that, thank you, Mr. Isaacson. I'll pass the mic over to you.
Good evening, President Minor and members of the board. Jared Isaacson, Finance Director for the district. I am here this evening to propose a budget amendment to recognize the receipt of 2 grants and the proceeds from a potential property sale, and ask that the board increase capital outlay appropriations in the amount of $21,128,446. These grants are to replace all regional trail signs and to replace repave the Vine Maple Trail within the Tualatin Hills Nature Park. And with that, I will entertain any questions you may have.
Do we have public comment?
We do not.
Okay. Well, with that, without further ado, I will now close the public hearing.
And then I will move that the Board of Directors approve Resolution 2024-18, amending that fiscal year 2024-25 budget and appropriating grants and other funds in the amount of $21,128,446.
I'll second that motion. Alfredo Moreno,
Yes.
Lisa Monteblanco.
Yes.
Tia Payne,
Yes.
Miles Palacios,
Yes.
Barbie Minor.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Jared. Appreciate your time. We can move into audience time, but I'm not sure that we have any public testimony tonight. Okay, so we're cruising, y'all, with yes. I will open it up for our board time and our committee liaison updates. If I have anyone who would like to join and go first.
I can start. Let's see. Had the opportunity on November 3rd to say a few words and hand out some medals to some enthusiastic athletes at the Special Olympics swim meet at HMT. I just love every opportunity to do stuff for the Special Olympics. The staff were so complimentary of their relationship with THPRD staff. So I want to thank everyone who had a hand in making that event an operational success. They went out of their way to say what just how smooth everything goes. So I just, I think when we talk park access, recreation access, and just the pure joy of belonging to something and trying your hardest, whether you're the first one to touch the wall or the last one, boy, it's on display, and then some. And proud of myself for not sobbing uncontrollably. I held it together to put on my medals, unlike the softball games where I just lost it 2 minutes into the games. I wanted to say a few words. I wanted to again thank my brother Brandon Culbertson for being here. We served together on the Five Oaks Museum Board of Directors, and just lucky to consider him a friend in the greater Washington County community. Native American Heritage Month, as we noted, first started in 1990. So that's 100 years after Wounded Knee. That's, I think of resilience and a people who refuse to go away in all the best ways. So to tell, to have folks like Brandon and Tana who are willing to come and share themselves with us, share their background with us. So appreciative. I think, to just be able to know all the people of the different lived experiences in your communities, doing simple work of, being educators, being people who care about their local communities, is among the best ways to celebrate all folks, but in this particular case, our Native American friends, Indigenous friends who live in our community and uplifted just every day. Pivoting, also, I hate to put Brandon on the spot the whole time, but Brandon's a U.S. Army National Guard veteran. So I definitely want to say respect to all the veterans, Brandon himself. There's just lots of different ways, lots of intersectionality for all of us, lots of ways that we contribute to country, to community, and whether you're serving in the armed forces or you're speaking up for what you believe in to make this community a better place. I just filled with appreciation to those who serve on boards and give testimony and things like that. So with all that, I just wanted to say happy Veterans Day, or just wishing all veterans out there all the best and all those who get back to their community. So thank you.
Thank you, Alfredo.
Yep.
Others?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I have an update, but I don't want to follow that.
I didn't want to believe
You might have.
No, you're so thoughtful. It's wonderful.
Leave it at that. We can all delay.
That's true. I can send an email.
Now he's gonna cry.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I'll just quickly share that had everything that Alfredo said, beautiful and thoughtful and much more eloquent than I could ever aspire to. So I echo what Alfredo says. Thank you to our staff who have served, especially. I just wanted to share, I met with Doug and I met with Commissioner-elect Snyder, the Washington County Commission, and while his representation of our portion of the county is pretty small, obviously he votes on things that the whole county votes on, right? So it was a wonderful conversation sharing about little things and big projects and shared values and shared goals. And yeah, we have another friend at the Washington County Board.
Yeah, Miles?
Not a ton to update. Was really thankful for our retreat that happened a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
last week. I don't remember. But it was really good. I think the opportunity for us to come together and talk about our values as a district and put so much attention behind that conversation, especially with the presence of our staff. Our one staff. I don't know. I am just really excited about the future and the next steps of this district, of this board, and the values of this shared board, and how that is represented in the work that the incredible employees of this district do. So thank you all to everyone, team and board alike. I'll say one last thing just on, I'm glad that Alfredo brought up Veterans Day. This past year, my grandfather, who was a World War II vet, passed away. But I am just always very mindful of the role that he has had, but also so many others have had in community, protecting and serving in different ways. So thank you to all of our veterans, and thank you as well. So yeah, appreciate it.
Tia.
I'm just gonna echo what Miles said. Again, another eloquent speech, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. I don't have much else either. I will just provide a quick update on Joint Advisory Committee meeting that we had. I think, again, time is a construct, 2 weeks ago-ish. But very excited to see some of those projects continue to come forward, and I think we'll be discussing those in future sessions. But exciting to also see some of the grant programs or awards that we've given have continued on, and other centers are saying, hey, we saw what we did over at Cedar Hills, and hey, can we pull that over at Conestoga? So I thought that was nice to see. as well as just the interest and support that we received from community members who are interested in giving of their time, which is the most precious resource that we have to volunteer for committees. So I know there's some work ahead of us in terms of getting some selections made and whatnot, but just want to thank the community for showing up and being willing to give back to the community through the form of serving on an advisory committee. So just wanted to give voice to that. I think I would also be remiss if I didn't just kind of acknowledge that we did have an election last week, and who knows what the tenor is going to be going forward. But I am so grateful for the work that we do here at the district to continue to center our values. So I will kind of relay what Miles was sharing in terms of our commitment to leading with equity and ensuring that we are creating a space that's welcoming and inclusive and accessible for all. And I know there's a lot of communities out there that are going through a lot and are fearful of where spaces may and may not be safe. So I particularly want to just hold space and acknowledge that and be grateful that we have a district and a board that is committed to ensuring that everyone can feel safe and welcome when they join us at THPRD. So thank you all for your reports. That's it from my side of the house. Any other comments before I move us along? All right. Okay. I think next up would be consent agenda, and I would definitely entertain a motion.
Speaking of values and our budget priorities, I will move that we approve the consent agenda as submitted.
I will second that.
Jessica, can you take a vote?
Alfredo Moreno,
Yes.
Miles Palacios,
Yes.
Tia Ping,
Yes.
Lisa de Monteblanco,
Yes.
Barbie Minor.
Yes. Okay. And with that, I think we will move into our general manager's report, and I see our deputy general manager seated. So I don't know if I'm passing the mic to you, Aisha, but we are ready to rock.
Good evening, board members. Aisha Panis, the Deputy General Manager here at the Park District, and I have the pleasure of sharing with you an update about some district activities that have gone on during the month of October. This is conference time of year for us, the fall. You know, you get through your summer, you survive, and then you get to go and get some professional development and get new ideas, fresh ideas, make great connections. And this year was sort of a banner year for us in terms of THPRD getting to share some of the really great things that we're working on. So we had a presence at both our national conference and the state conference. And so I wanted to share with you a little bit about what we were able to bring to those locations. So first up was the National Rec and Park Association, which was held in Atlanta, Georgia this year. And we had 3 different presentations that were shared with attendees at the conference. One was officially, it was presented by Holly and Tim Bonin and Lulu here in the audience. But unofficially, Doug Menke got in there. So I made sure to snap a picture when he got up to add something brilliant to what was a really lovely presentation about La Raíz and the brand new approach that we took to planning for that park. And so this was a great story of not just the planning process, but the whole community engagement effort that was undertaken during COVID. It was the first park planned post-visioning effort. And so it was a really great story to be able to share with folks. And so we talked about the importance of placemaking. We talked about collaboration and partnership, and just about that new model for inclusive engagement that has now become our practice. The next one was one that Keith Watson and I presented, and it's about, my favorite topic. Agency accreditation and building that strong foundation for being able to deliver on your mission as an organization. So we shared why it was important to us to seek accreditation and subsequently reaccreditation, what it meant for building capacity within our own staff and building succession planning into the work we do, making sure that institutional memory was transferred between folks. And then we shared with them just what that process truly looks like as you go through it. It's something we don't have to repeat for 4 more years, which we're very thrilled about. The next one was another presentation by Holly and Lulu. And this one was all about talking walls. And for those of you who were in our work session earlier tonight, we talked about art, and talking walls is making up a nice component of that practice. And so they got to talk all about how wonderfully we've been able to connect with artists and connect with community members and bring these beautiful spaces to our parks. And we also were present at the Oregon Rec and Park Association conference, which was held in Sun River just a couple of weeks ago. And this was another one that I was excited to be a part of. We've talked to you, I think, in the past a little bit about everyday leadership, which was an idea that Sabrina really kind of launched for us. And we had this conversation about, we've got so many new supervisory staff and we don't have training specific for them. And we need them to have all of the policy training, but we also want them to have the leadership and the presence and the, how you show up and how you encourage and how we want you to grow your own staff capacity. So Sabrina and I were in the Great Hall at Sun River getting to talk all about that, which is a favorite topic of both of ours. And then we'll be hearing a little bit later from this one, Mackenzie Miller. And Mackenzie was about one of 17 people, something in the high teens, that participated in the Oregon Rec and Park Association Leadership Academy this last go round. We have another graduate in the audience here with Melissa Markham. And Mackenzie was asked to share her presentation, her capstone presentation that she gave at the end of the program with the graduation day. She was asked to share that at the conference so that this would have a broader reach across the organization and across our professional agency. So she was there to talk about sponsorship. And then we had Jen Smurl and Miles, who's in the audience, and you'll be hearing from him later too. But they talked all about inclusive fitness and what that looked like for our Fitness in the Park program. And the idea behind sharing all of these wins from our perspective is because these are things that we want other agencies to be able to bring to their communities. We're not serving all the same populations, and so it's not a competition. We're not going to win against Grants Pass, Well, we probably would. I mean, no offense to Grants Pass, but we have a slightly larger organization. And so we want to share these things that are not huge costs, but are incredible in their reach to the community. And these are things that can be adapted and taken to other communities around the state. I wanted to bring a couple of perspectives to the conference this year. And so I pitched a few panel discussions. And one of these was about women in maintenance. And I think you know that I had a past in our recreation services side. And in the last 3.5 years or so, I've been in park services, which includes maintenance operations. And one of the things that bugs me is that we don't have a strong female representation in that work group. And when I see those sorts of inconsistencies, I want to know why, and I'm curious, and I ask a lot of questions. And I've talked with these folks around the state, and I've gotten some perspectives from them, and I thought they would be helpful to share with other folks. There was a session last year that was women in leadership in park maintenance, and it was largely comprised of women who are Doug's equivalents in organizations, so a park and rec director or a general manager. And what I heard from that presentation is that there were a bunch of men that were curious about it, but didn't think they were the audience and didn't want to go. And so we tried to make clear that this was leaders talking about it. We had a man represented on the panel. We wanted gentlemen to also attend this session and hear these things. These are people that are taking on unique ways of recruiting and getting people in the door. And we thought that would be helpful for others to hear. I'm happy to report that we had a very solid group of folks, and it was primarily men. I didn't expect that, but that's what we had. And so that was a great opportunity to hear some voices from around the state. We also got to talk about Centro di Bienvenida. So we had Lulu. Lulu's very popular this fall. She's having a great run. And she was also there with Cynthia Rodriguez Mendez to talk about Centro and what it means to really reach out and provide just an extra hand in navigating our systems and being able to access our program. So that was a wonderful story for them to share. And then something you heard about following our winter storm earlier this year was about the emergency dashboard that our staff created to get out and track all the damage that occurred from the storm, track how bad it was so that we could do some triage and we could really focus our efforts and take care of the worst first. So Jeremy Grotbo and Greg Krieger were able to present about that, answer a bunch of questions, talk in a language that I don't always understand, but appreciate that it's being shared. And so this was a really great opportunity to highlight something that is a new tool for us that we really find helpful. And then something that seems to be remarkably difficult to get sessions on at conference, at least in the last few years, has been aquatics. And so it was really great that we had two of our newer staff members, Patrick Williamson and Darian Bethel. They were able to share a very unique and fresh approach to training for our aquatic staff. And so I was thrilled to see that they were able to share something that, you know, aquatics was a really tough thing coming back from the pandemic in particular. You lost a lot of folks because we had pools closed the longest of all of our facilities, and getting folks trained and quickly and out in those pools, making sure people are safe was a really important thing. So they were able to share a lot about that training program. Another panel that I was thrilled to facilitate was about Leadership Academy, specifically ORPAs, and the mentor and mentee relationships, which are a component of that program. So I invited two mentor-mentee pairs that had participated in the program, one of whom is Will Nackey, who works here for us as a park specialist. And they were able to talk about why they did Leadership Academy, what they got out of it, what they got from their mentor. And it was a really great conversation just about if you're considering Leadership Academy, what makes this a good fit for you, and what can you hope to get out of it, and how can you give back? And so we got some leadership moments from Terry and Will Cortez, who served as mentors, and it was a really great conversation. And then Julie and Jeff Lee got to talk all about sports affiliation, which you wouldn't maybe know this, but this is a thing everywhere. Everybody's got this issue, and everyone wants to know how you can have a better relationship and a better way to allocate fields and a better way to choose who your partners are. And so this was a really helpful, very popular topic for a bunch of people that wanted to hear how we have navigated that. With all of our, how many do we have now? Julie, how many affiliates?
41.
41 affiliate groups. So we have some things to share about that. And then we had Peter Swinton, who is our urban planner, who at the pretty close to last minute popped up to help out a partner agency that they had proposed this session, and then won a international award that they were not able to attend this ORPA conference. They had to go win and accept an award. So Peter, who had been very active in this process of the Nature and Neighborhoods community choice grants, he was able to step in and share from his perspective all of the different things that we learned through that process. So he worked along with a gentleman from Knott Studio, who was the consultant used by Metro in that effort. So we appreciated his ability to do that. And then Julie, along with Emily, who's here tonight, talked all about our gender inclusion work and how that works within sports programming. So they were able to share our journey and kind of where we think things are going. And it's just providing a path forward for other agencies that might be interested in doing the same work. And then I think one of the final presentations of the week was doing more with less and talking about how we serve our growing community with what to date has been very stable resources. And with the levy, we have the opportunity to maintain that versus having to make some tough choices. So they talked all about North Bethany, and it's similar to a presentation that you have seen earlier this year, but how we had to make some choices about how to best and most efficiently serve our growing community around the district. So that was presented by Will Nackey, again, Leadership Academy graduate, and Cameron Hall, one of our park maintenance supervisors. There were a couple of moments at one of the luncheons where we got to celebrate some successes, and Aline Feeney, who works within our risk and benefits group as our safety specialist, was honored for her CPRP, and I got acknowledged for my CPRE, which is the Certified Park and Recreation Executive Certification. But that was not all. We also got some honorees, and all three of these people are here today. And so I think it's awful. And this is something Holly always told me, like, you should never have to brag about yourself. So this is why I'm going to brag about Julie, and then I'm going to turn it over so she can brag about the other two. But you have heard about all the great work that Julie has done on behalf of THPRD to really advance what we're doing in the realm of DEIA. And you know that she has recently completed her assignment in that Equity in Practice program for NRPA, but has been very active in growing the Hispanic professionals group with that, and both at the national level and at the state level. So she has been a stalwart supporter of DEIA at ORPA and has been a part of this group from the very beginning. And she is bringing people along, and she is, you know, bringing people in to kind of carry that forward. And a couple of those folks are here. So Julie, would you mind speaking about them?
Yeah, so it's, I want to recognize Lulu and Juan, who are in the audience. They are the current members of the DEI committee. I stepped off, and our goal is to replace somebody and then bring somebody else along, and we keep that cycle, so we keep fresh ideas. But that doesn't mean we fully don't participate. Lulu and myself were really involved in rebranding what we used to call the BIPOC listening sessions into We Too Connect, which is working towards equity in employees within Park and Rec. And out of that came developing these statewide resource groups. And we have them at the national level. We have the Hispanic Professionals in Park and Rec. We have the LGBTQIA groups, the Society of Ethnic Minorities. And so they exist at the national level. And what we felt is that we wanted to bring that to Oregon. And so with their efforts, the three of us had went to NRPA. We have been having conversations. We met with the national governing body and said, hey, we want to be your first branch to bring this program to Oregon. And they said, yeah, in Atlanta. And so Juan, Lulu, and Cynthia Rodriguez Mendez, we launched Hispanic Professionals in Park and Rec Oregon. And at Sun River, we had 15 folks initially show up, and we're going to continue to do that work. So we're just huge advocates of making sure that people feel like they have a pathway to a career in Park and Rec, mentorship, and providing just that daily sense of like, yes, I can have a career in Park and Rec and I have support. Sometimes it's hard to find support within your own organization. We're lucky that we're diverse and we have the staff and the support from Doug and the leadership and the board to do this work. And so we're really proud of it. The award was unexpected, but we're very happy for that, and a lot of work ahead of us. But I couldn't have done it without Lulu and Juan and Cynthia. So want to recognize Cynthia. She's not here. She's not on the committee, but she did a lot of work as well.
If you could take a moment. And then I'm going to turn this Julie's way as well, another award that we wanted to celebrate.
Yes, so the Rising, I'm going to give a little context. The Rising Professional Award recognizes a Park and Rec professional with less than 5 years of experience in the field who possesses the qualities and skills of an emerging leader. It is my honor to announce that our very own administrative specialist, Mackenzie Miller, was selected for the Rising Professional Award at the conference. Mackenzie was selected for her exceptional leadership qualities, emerging leadership, community engagement, and her innovative thinking. She has been crucial in guiding THPRD through the CAPRA certification program. She's implementing the THPRD Diversified Internship Program that you're going to hear about right after this presentation. Participating in the Everyday Leadership Program, and she was the recent graduate of the ORPA Leadership Academy and did a lot of work around sponsorship that we are actually going to be implementing in the coming year. And so we really wanted to take this moment to honor Mackenzie for all her work, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, very unsung hero. Sabrina and I nominated her together because we felt that she was worthy of this. So help me in celebrating Mackenzie Miller.
I'll keep care of how we present.
Thank you all for sharing with us. I will just add before we can, I don't know if you've got other comments, but I just want to share. In these moments, I think it is just so profound, the depth and extent of the diversity, the knowledge, the expertise. And I just want to share the excitement that I personally feel when we take our own little niche and we say, we're right here in Washington County and this is what we do and it's our 70 square miles. And you are evangelizing that out in other ways, and that work is being recognized. So, and I think the tenor of how collaborative the spirit was demonstrated tonight. I saw fingers. Everyone was like, no, it's not me, it's you, it's not me, it's you, it's here. And I think that is unique. I don't necessarily think that kind of view and continuing to push the envelope, and then how can we share this beyond what is in our remit. So I just want to extend personal thanks, congratulations to all the award winners, and very much excited to see how this work continues to pull forward in our next endeavors. So congratulations. All right, I think our comments, yes, absolutely.
Oh, are we still talking about the, or
You may.
likes, please? More kudos. And yeah, it's very similar to Barbie, just such sincere appreciation and wonderfulness around. I mean, not only are y'all just really good at your jobs, you're also leaders in your field. And we're so lucky. And we constantly say staff are our greatest asset, but that you just keep reminding us. I also love getting to hear what everyone presented on, because each year, like, it's more and more presentations. And I was like talking to Doug and he's like, oh, I'm here to watch all the presentations. I'm like, I wish I was there, I can't go. So I hope this is a regular, like, once a year thing that you share with us what you guys are presenting on, because I really like to hear about it. So thank you.
There's other comments.
Thanks for all your work. And I go back to our conversations about, what does our tax dollars pay for here at THPRD? Well, I think just the quality. I just think people, this is our Beaverton Greater Area Parks and Rec Special District, but it is one of the premier organizations of its kind in the country. And I think when you see the depth of knowledge in so many different areas and the leading edge work that you're doing on the Vanguard to make other parks departments better and better serve their communities, just huge. So my final question is, did anybody finish higher than I did in the 5K NRPA from 2 years ago? If not, okay, no one even entered? Perfect.
Still sitting right there.
170th is still looking good. Thank you.
Come on over.
Continuation.
I think Mackenzie's going to kick this off.
Good evening and welcome.
All right. Well, good evening.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the opportunity to share about our Diversify internship program. I'm Mackenzie Miller, Administrative Specialist, and joined with me is Miles Hamlet and Salma Salanos Ramirez. Us three, along with Melissa Markham, Volunteer Specialist, and with Julie Rocha, Sports and Inclusion Director, all get to work on the Diversify internship program. And we are thrilled to provide an update on its impact, as well as ways for the board to get involved. Little line, thank you. What you should know about this program is that it's incredibly unique. If we look at the data from NRPA, we know that 1 in 3 recreation park districts have a workforce development program or a career exploration program. And programs like this that are focused on removing the barriers for underrepresented students are rare. And even rarer are opportunities that pay interns for their time. I'll take a beat to just remember why internships are important, and perhaps the board or management and those in the audience have had the opportunity to participate, but it's the chance to transfer what you're learning in the classroom to real hands-on experience, to take your education and transition it into a career. It's the opportunity to explore different career paths, maybe fields you hadn't yet discovered, and the opportunity to think about what you want to do and maybe what you do not want to do. I think about Miles, who joined us as an intern as a major in fitness and wellness, and who built his resume to become competitive and to earn his first full-time position, as well as Salma, who's a testament to the impact of connecting with eager, talented students. Salma comes to us looking for an internship opportunity to gain some credits needed for a class, and really found herself inspired and is now on our team as a part-time member, a vital piece of allowing the program to run. But it's important to know that internships are not necessarily equitable, and there are issues with access. So if we look at this graph from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, we see internship opportunities, both paid and unpaid, by race and ethnicity. And you'll see that the data shows that white students are able to access more internships, particularly those hard to get paid internships, more often than students of color. And so with one of our core values being equity, and this being an equity issue, this has been a guiding parameter around the development of our diversified program. And so while the program has expanded to serve both those that identify as BIPOC, it now also serves LGBT plus folks and those living with disability and more. The goal of the program is to magnify the lens of those whose journey has been impacted by identity. And so in addition to the board's core value around equity, we think about the response from our community, and through the visioning process that identified action items that folks wanted us to work on. And there are 7 related action items that directly call to creating a program like this. And with that, I'll turn the floor to Miles.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Diversify has 5 main goals that really drive this program forward. One of the primary goals being that its intention is to create a welcoming environment for those who identify as BIPOC, LGBTQ+, persons experiencing disability, and many other underrepresented groups. And we really aim to ensure that every intern feels valued, respected, and is able to bring their whole self to work, contributing to a culture of belonging at THPRD. Another key goal is to raise awareness about parks and recreation as a career field, as we recognize that a lot of people may not automatically think of this as a career choice right out the gate. And by showcasing the impact of and fulfillment of these careers, we hope to inspire more individuals to consider this path for long-term professional growth. We also aim to create a path for individuals who are passionate about amplifying their diverse perspectives. This includes helping interns pursue careers or employment, part-time roles, or other impactful opportunities, empowering them to make a difference in their community. Another critical goal of the program is to really build a workforce that reflects the community that we serve. This allows us to bring a variety of perspectives and experiences to the table and strengthens our ability to connect with and serve the community in more authentic and effective ways. And finally, this program also focuses on providing meaningful mentorship opportunities, connecting interns with staff who share similar lived experiences. I mean, both me and Salma's mentors are right here in the crowd, so just a testament of how that work continues forward. And these mentorship relationships foster personal and professional growth, helping interns navigate career challenges, providing valuable insight into career advancement and leadership development. By integrating all of these goals into the program, we're not only cultivating a diverse and inclusive workforce, but we're also preparing the next generation of leaders to make a lasting impact in the field of park and recreation. And on the next slide, I'll talk about some of the project examples, because as part of the internship program, each intern gets to work on a project that aligns with their personal career path exploration. These projects are designed to help interns connect that classroom learning experience with real-world applications and give them a sense of ownership and purpose in their work. One intern, for example, has worked on designing an informative pamphlet for accessible fitness programs aimed at making fitness more inclusive for individuals who experience disabilities. Another intern reviewed and revamped our district's proclamation calendar materials, ensuring that were not only accurate, but also accessible and inclusive for all the different communities that we serve. And another critical project worked on by an intern involved learning and implementing safety protocols to make sure that we are driving THPRD's commitment of creating a safe and working environment for all forward. And on the next slide, I'll talk about how this internship program began in January 2022. And over this course, we've had 28 wonderful interns come through, including both Salma and I, gaining some valuable professional experience across different departments. And we are proud to share that 2 of our interns have been hired into full-time roles, me being one of those, and our other most recently at Cedar Hills. This highlights the success of the program in preparing interns for some long-term career opportunities and contributing to our own organization's growth. And in addition, we've had 4 interns continue on in part-time roles as they finish out their academic coursework, but this also allows them to still have a flexible work environment that supports that. And many interns have shared with us that this program has given them a better understanding of their future career interests, helping them clarify which paths they want to pursue after graduation. In addition, they're able to gain some new skills, networking opportunities, and discover new areas of interest either within or outside of the field that they work in. This internship program has not only provided valuable work experience, but also resulted in tangible career outcomes for our participants. And now I'll turn it over to Salma to talk about her experience in the program and how to get involved.
Hello, my name is Salma Solano Ramirez, and I'm the program support for the Diversified Internship Program and front desk shift lead at the administration office. I graduated from PCC, majoring in exercise science, and transferred to Portland State University, majoring in applied health and fitness. I started off as a fitness and rec, and during my internship, I gained public speaking, learned program development, participated in community outreach, and learned more about THPRD. I didn't know that there was a lot of opportunities and career choices I got to explore in the Parks and Rec. Additionally, I was paired with a career mentor named Lulu Ballesteros, our equity and engagement manager. She helped me throughout my whole internship experience, and she's been such a valuable resource to me. How this program benefited me was that it helped me gain the experiences I need to prepare for a future job. After my internship, I got hired as a part-time staff here at THPRD. My current role as a program support has been so rewarding to me. I get to share my experiences with other interns, provide materials, and just being there for support if they have any questions or in need of a guidance. It has opened up opportunities for students for them to gain a necessary experience for them to land like a job or other opportunities out there. As a first generation college student, this internship has given me the opportunity chance to learn and gain the skills that my parents never had. This program has been important to me both professionally and personally, and I'm excited to share how you can get involved. The board's approval of the funds was crucial for launching this program. Now we want to hear directly from our interns of how this impacts their experience. There are 2 opportunities that you're invited to participate in. The first is to join our summer cohort call. This is a virtual opportunity to join a call to meet our summer interns, to share why you volunteer your time to support THPRD, as well as to share why Parks and Recreation in our community is a critical resource and why ensuring that we continue to strive creating a welcoming and inclusive environment. The second opportunity is that you're invited to attend our upcoming graduation event, one in March for our winter cohort and another one in August for our summer cohort. At these events, the interns will present their experiences, share what they have accomplished during their projects, and discuss their plans after graduating from our internship. More information will be provided to the board following to this meeting, and we'll hope you'll consider this opportunity. And now we'll turn to Florida questions.
Thanks so much.
We'll all be there. Nothing better than a call to action.
We're like, yes, use us, please. Comments?
questions?
I am just so, just so grateful for our community that we serve. I'm so grateful for the staff that we have. As you know, it makes, sometimes people look at us and as a board and are just like, you guys are just yes men. But really it's because the staff shares the values of the community through us and through listening to the community, that it's very easy to just approve everything because you guys have such a great pulse on what the community wants, because we put that effort in and it just shows in the policies that we have, the sport that we have, the levy that we just passed. So just kudos to you guys. I think a major part of being a leader is, you know, I mean, I'm just reflective of the time when somebody asked me, well, why do you want to be a leader? And I was like, being in a leadership position is the best way you can affect as the most amount of people. And so I just commend our district for having so many leaders, and at every single level, you guys are constantly affecting more and more people. And it's not just staying within our district, you're rising and bringing up other districts and other parks and programs that will just have a tremendous exponential effect on people's lives that you may not see, you know, face to face, but just know that that's happening. And I think that is just a great quality of leadership, in that you're not just the best at what you do, but you create more people to do more great work. So I just want to commend all of you guys. It is an honor to be part of this board, but really we don't have to do much because you guys are just so great and you are creating more and more great people. So I just want to say thank you and just sit here and be in awe of you guys, because yeah, you guys are just amazing. So thank you. Yeah.
Miles, please.
Yeah, incredible, truly. Like, I think about servant leadership. I think about the work that this district has done to invest into your lives, but also how you have come back and invested further into this district. And your peers who've done the internship program are off doing that in other spaces, which is what we want. I mean, I would really want all of them here, but it is a positive thing when systems like ours that are very clearly doing incredible work with incredible people is able to give back to the community. It's growth. It's beautiful, and I'm really appreciative of seeing y'all here.
Thank you. Others?
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, my goodness, this is profound. This is so thoughtful. This is exactly, yeah, I mean, Tia said it all. I also think about how it's so much of this is, you know, other duties as assigned. And I imagine that this takes extra, whether that be time, cheering on of other folks. And the investment is so profound. Welcome to Parks and Rec. Yeah, I'm so moved. I'm so appreciative. So much kudos to leadership I feel like I've worked with Doug long enough to know that he says he gives you a blessing and he says, go forth and do amazing work. And that's leadership in and of itself that should be recognized and honored. And so much of this couldn't be done without each single one of you. So it's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just so grateful to have you all here in person to present. Obviously, Mackenzie, you're being recognized for your leadership in the district and in the state. Beautiful work. Miles, you're like the Neil Armstrong of this thing, man. You're just like first step, and many are going to follow. We've got one, and in a full-time role after you. And I just think this work is trailblazing. And Salma, first gen, felicidades to be here. However you all go in Parks and Rec with the district, we wish you well. If you go elsewhere, there'll be seats here at some point. Come back, serve in some way. We're just really, and again, to the mentors, which we've already said, Lulu and Juan. I bought stock in Lulu back in 2019. It's good. But no, this is a great place. So you all really just like put wind in our sails to, anytime there is kind of more boring work we have to do with budget line items, no offense, Jared, and things like that. But just, these are the things that we're doing, like all the diligence and the governance and all that serious stuff is to hear stories and to see opportunities like that. So bravo.
Fantastic. I have just, if you feel comfortable, I'm a curious learner, and I'm just curious how each of you found out about the Diversify program, or what made you say yes to saying, I want to sign up and do this. I'm curious. And if you do not want to answer, fully appreciate and respect. I do not intend to put you on the spot.
I searched it up on, there's like a Panthers website on PCC's website. So I started searching that, and then I Googled exercise science internship, and this THPRD offered it. So it's just a pop up. It was like, I'm going to apply for sure. It's a paid internship, and now I'm here.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah, I came from Arizona, so I also was in a spot where I didn't really know about Parks and Rec as a career field. It wasn't like a big thing for me growing up. And so I was really just Googling paid internships because I wanted to get out of state and I wanted to be able to have that opportunity to travel elsewhere. And so, yeah, I came up here, met with Mackenzie, and then the rest is history. So I'm here.
I'm strong status. Thank you. I haven't eaten. Well, thank you both for sharing. I think my inquisitive mind, especially, when you provide context to let us know why a program like this matters so much. And I think data and graphs show, right? And so, it was recently, we talked about it here, right? I'm the representative of the white folks and the white ally up here. And when you see those, the data reflected as is, you just cannot deny what the real lived experiences are. And I think I really appreciated your comment. I had not heard it phrased that way, Mackenzie. I think you said, whose journeys have been impacted by identity. That is going to live here. And I'm going to chew on that for a while. And I think the intention put behind that to say, there's a million different ways that we can approach this when we talk about dismantling systems, creating opportunities, welcoming, and to do it through this lens of, again, what a potential career and future could look like in Parks and Rec. I too did not understand the depths and breadths and accreditation and all of the things. That has been just such an honor and a privilege to be able to learn more about the real work that happens behind the scenes, that not everyone who comes in to take a swim class might not know what's happening beyond. So thank you all for your willingness to step into learning something new. Thank you for your willingness to come here and share with us and continue to spread the word. These are one of those things, I think, when the word continues to get out, I hope that we can see this continue to expand and evolve and be another kind of flagship program that we do that can move along elsewhere, because opportunities like this, especially in the paid regard, are so important and so impactful. So really, genuinely, thank you for sharing your experience with us and giving back to the district in this way, and excited to see where you all continue to go. And yes, depending on dates, I think you're going to have 100% representation. So be careful what you wish for. Would be so honored to attend graduation and to listen in and hear how we can continue from our board perspective to promote and endorse this program. Thank you very, very much.
If I could add as well, Barbie, it needs to be said that this happens with the leadership of the board. Just by placing the values in front of us, that gives us the charge, the ability to simply say, no, this is the right thing to do. And the board is with us. Because the only exposure point we have is pushback that occurs. Yeah. And the reality is, I can speak very confidently, no, this is easy. This is the easiest decision we'll make today. Keep moving.
Well said. Well, any other comments before? I think that was the last on our agenda. So thank you all very much. Appreciate you being here. I'm not sure later, do we need a photo op? I saw flowers, so let me know if we need to do a photo op. I want to make the proverbial flowers and literal flowers. So y'all let us know if we can do that. You need your Instagrammable moment. Want to make sure you're covered. But I think with that, we are adjourned this evening. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Let's get a photo op with Diversify and the board.